Yeah, it's Sanjay Uchiha here, people, and as promised, at the end of the 5 days, I've provided 5 videos. The road to the universe survival arc, blah blah blah, black sheep. But yeah, so I'm here to give you. Yes, it's finally here. Episode 77 of Dragon Ball Super. My review, of course, and you know the drill since I'm watching this. Well, I watched it like an hour ago. Well, it wouldn't have been an hour, probably like half an hour ago since the episode ended. I watched it live, so credit must go to Herms on Twitter. Yeah, totally. I think I just had a slip there or something. But yeah, so episode title. Let's do it. Omni-King, the universe's greatest martial arts tournament. So going into this episode, people, I must say we expected the opening to change. It was kind of announced like weeks ago, but like it totally got me hyped. If it got you guys hyped, you gotta let me know. Like seriously, I'm ready for this tournament. But yeah, so at the start we actually get to see Goku at the quote unquote market selling goods. So I found that to be pretty interesting. That Goku's quote unquote job as a farmer, radish farmer. We're getting to see different perspectives of it and other stuff he does apart from just dealing with the field and all of that jazz. But one thing that's interesting to know is the animation and the art in this episode. It looks pretty damn good and pretty consistent at that. And I know this is kind of jumping the gun, but I'm glad to see that even for the preview for next week, they'll be continuing the quality in terms of the animation and art. So I'm kind of curious to see if for the remainder, I know it's an anime in the sense that it's a TV anime, so I'm not expecting like for like 10 or even 20 straight weeks straight we're gonna get like consistent animation, but it's just one thing that was interesting to note, and it's a definite positive for the episode. So as the episode goes on, we get to see Goku interacting with some people, and I know this part here is gonna be like, I can see people jumping out on their keyboards and typing and raging instantly. But so we get a scene of Goku basically being quote unquote robbed, and they apparently want his truck, which is provided by Capsule Corp, and it's here that we see Goku eventually take out the robbers. But at one point, Goku gets slightly hurt by one of the bullets. But this is after he takes out all of the robbers and one's still conscious, and he shoots. Goku turns around in time, and it kind of just scrapes him basically. I know people are gonna probably want to use that as a point in the episode to say, "Hey, Ray Arte," but really and truly, you have to think of it like this: Goku obviously is heavily suppressed, considering that none of them died, even though that one guy that he flicked into the the rock formation. I'm surprised he's still alive. Uh, but yeah, he would have been heavily suppressed. So even though he turned around in time, I would imagine that that last bullet caught him by surprise, and considering I'm guessing you'd have lowered his probably to around 20, for argument's sake. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's bullshit. It's good. It's alright still. So eventually, sorry about the noise. If you're hearing it from my perspective here, but anyway, I continue. So eventually we get into the fact that Goku actually wants to go and train with Whis, and there was another good thing about the episode, and that was Goten and Trunks' desire to actually improve, which I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but it felt strangely refreshing. I mean, they've Goten, Trunks and Goten. I mean, Goten more so than Trunks have been eh, pretty much absent for Super. I mean, they're there, but they haven't really been doing much. So the fact that we get in this episode that the two of them want to actually improve their fighting skills, it's actually a plus. And as we go on, Goku goes home, yada yada yada. He changes into his, his gi. Goten suspects that he wants to train, and of course he contacts Whis, and of course he needs to bring some food for them. So Goten helps him out with that, and it's here that we see that after they get the food, they go and visit Bulma because Goten was suggesting at one point to Goku that he should, probably train with Vegeta. No, I think no, that wasn't the case. He went to Capsule Corp to what was it again? Sorry if I forgot, but yeah, they end up at Capsule Corp anyway. And it's here that we see that Bulma is actually pregnant, and I'm actually surprised that they showed her pregnant because I think this would be the first time to my knowledge at least, in Dragon Ball that they've actually shown one of the female characters pregnant, with a belly and all that jazz. So that was interesting, and it's really a bit after this that we get some amazing characterization where Vegeta is concerned. And again, it's more of a reminder to show the audience or the viewers, whichever works, how far Vegeta has actually come as a character. So that was interesting. Goku wanted him to come train with him by Whis, but Vegeta's like, nah, Bulma's pregnant, I'm gonna stay, yada yada yada. So that was kind of cool to see. And of course, it's a reminder why it's more of a I can see why people would like Vegeta over Goku from a character standpoint in terms of characterization for obvious reasons. Um, and yeah, it's actually in this scene here that we get Trunks saying that he wants to improve his fighting skills as well. So that was cool. Even though I think based on what Herms translate, he was saying that Trunks has been, he's been just messing around with like Shu Mai, Emperor Pilaf, so he can't really fly anymore. Something of that sort, which I found to be strange, but okay, that I guess that's a little nitpick of the episode there, which was strange. It's even more stranger than I guess how people would see the Goku getting slightly hurt by the bullet, but whatever. Um, so eventually we get to Beerus's world, and Beerus notices the scratch on Goku's arm, and he explains, and that's why he's here for training because he feels getting rusty. So we get a nice little, exchange between Whis and Goku, and this is where Goku actually reminds Beerus that there's a tournament that Zeno mentioned, and I think these are somewhat well. I mean, the episode overall is pretty good, but these scenes here, the interaction between Goku and Beerus, I found to be very I don't want to say suspenseful, but it kind of had me on my. I was just pretty alert for these scenes. It's just that Beerus and Whis they don't want Goku interacting with the Omni-King anymore because if he brings up the tournament, they're basically saying that they don't. The Omni-King is pretty unpredictable, so there's that. So they want to kind of just try to stay out of the drama, don't cause any, well, how should I put it? They don't want the Omni-King to do something, quote unquote, I should say stupid, and probably, annihilate another 6 universes. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that's what they're running away from. But Goku's pretty insistent. And it's really Goku insisting on going to Zeno that causes Beerus to actually like legitimately threaten Goku. Like he was like how in episode I believe it's 59, 58. When Beerus killed Zamasu. Like Beerus was about to literally kill Goku. So that was like I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna Hakai this nigga. So yeah, there was that. So Goku basically tricks Beerus by throwing up the Zeno button. Kind of fooling that he's throwing it away. Catches it back and clicks it and goes to Zeno's palace, and where he's greeted by the Grand Priest himself. And of course, he reminds both Omni-Kings after this. With one of the Omni-King basically noting that he doesn't know what a Tenkaichi Budokai is, and of course, that's pretty obvious because this is the one from Future Trunks' Destroyed Timeline. Um, of course, the Omni Kings green give the green light to the tournament. And of course, they're pretty bored because I forgot to mention at the start of the episode they've been playing this kind of planet flicking game, which apparently when they actually flick the display they have there, they actually destroy planets for real. So that's pretty interesting. And it kind of gives more weight to what Beerus and Whis were running away from. Um, of course, after this, Goku comes back, and Beerus is pissed that he decided to go ahead with it. They go ahead to inform the Supreme Kais by way of Whis, and it's right here that the Grand Priest comes to them and basically tells them that it'll be the Tournament of Power, and each universe will essentially have 10 fighters, and that he himself is going to inform all gods of destruction about the matter. And that's where we essentially end for this episode. Um, Overall, it's a great start, honestly. Especially, it's refreshing to see that the art and animation is it's pretty consistent. It was based on a preview. I thought it would be it's pretty reminiscent of that of episode 4 in Super. But the art in the episode had those thick lines. But I think it might be the same director, whoever's responsible for the art for this episode. I think it might be the same person, but they've kind of smooth, cut back on the thickness of it, which it looked pretty good. The episode had this strange, I wouldn't say strange, but it just had this look. If you watch it, you know. Of course, as I mentioned, absolutely love the opening. It gets me hyped. The new, when the episode kind of cuts for the commercial, and the new music, the new everything. It's pretty good, and it's interesting to know even in the ending they've kind of made some changes, which is pretty cool. Um, but all in all, if you've watched the episode, let me know. If you like my content, and haven't subscribed it, just hit that subscribe button. Um, what are your expectations for the Universe Survival arc? Because honestly, Super has its ups and downs, but to see this arc start off good, I'm just gonna keep my expectations to a level because I mean even the Future Trunks arc started off pretty damn good to me, and it ended a bit. It's very polarizing in terms of the end. So this is Sanjay Uchiha. I'll see you in the next one, people.